Church Origins Part 4, OB. Political Power and the Sword. When Constantine came to power in the early 4th century, everything changed. The church went from being hunted by Rome to becoming Rome's partner. At first it seemed like a blessing, no more fear of the arena or execution for following Christ. But political power always comes with a price. Constantine legalized Christianity, funded church buildings, and called leaders together for the famous Council of Nicaea in AD 325. This was the first time the church had imperial backing to settle disputes. Some doctrinal decisions were biblical, others were heavily influenced by the emperor's desire for unity at all costs. Now, theological arguments weren't just spiritual debates, they were matters of state. If the emperor sided with your position, your teaching became orthodox by law. If he didn't, you could be banished, your writings destroyed, and your followers scattered. This wasn't the gospel's method of persuasion. It was the sword of government deciding what the church should believe. Over the next centuries, councils and imperial decrees continued to define doctrine and punish dissent. Arianism, Donatism, and other disputes weren't simply resolved by scripture. They were crushed by political force. Bishops loyal to the emperor gained influence, while those who stood apart often faced exile or worse. The church that had once survived by faith under persecution now learned to wield the same tools of suppression that had been used against it. And because Rome saw religious unity as essential to political stability, disagreement wasn't just wrong, it was dangerous to the empire. By the 10th century, the pattern was clear. Those in power used their position to decide truth, and dissenters were treated as threats, not brothers. The alliance of church and state had created a system where the cross was often overshadowed by the crown. This is where the path toward open violence against fellow Christians began. The political machine was in place, and when future leaders wanted to erase dissent entirely, the church's own structure was ready to carry it out. What started as councils and banishments would soon escalate into crusades and executions.